Welcome back to 50 Days. We're on our second challenge, 50 Days of Fitness. And today is day 3. Is that right? Yeah, it's day 3. And so I don't know how you're doing. So the first day, I did 5 sets. Yesterday I did 4. I have my coffee. There we are. So you know that I've had one. So if this is your first time following with us, we're doing a 50-day challenge, and we are, I'm calling it Earn Your Coffee. So when I go to get coffee, before I can have the coffee, I put it in the Keurig, and you have to wait about 3 minutes is about what it is from the time you put it in there until you have your coffee ready. So during that 3-minute period, I'm doing some exercise, and so it's like you have to do the exercise to get your coffee. You have to earn that coffee. And so the first time I started doing that, I started playing around with this around the beginning of the year. I just was doing squats, and so I started out low, and actually I got all the way up to where I was doing 30 squats at a time. And I kind of realized that was unsustainable, so I cut that back down to 20. But then I started layering in new things with it. So right now, for me, I'm doing a set of squats, then a set of toe touching, then some calf raises, and then some bicep curls, and some shrugs, and some grip. I have a little grip thing. And I have a Bowflex upstairs, so I do a set of chest, and I do a set of back. And now the thing is that this is kind of, I had cancer surgery 5 years ago, and I laid off exercise completely, and I tried to come back a few times, and it was, it just wasn't going well. So we are starting from scratch this year. I mean, absolutely scratch. And so I'm kind of, that's the people who I'm really kind of talking to here. I think that this would help anybody. I think it's kind of a fun thing to do, earn your coffee. But if you have, had surgery, or if you've been recovering, or if you've been very sedentary, or if you have had something going on and you just can't quite, get back into shape, that's what I'm doing. So, we're starting out very low. We're using this idea called Grease the Groove, where you have very low reps starting out and very low weight. You want it to be like around 40% of what your max would be. You don't want to be trying to max out. This is not one where we're maxing out. We're starting out the thing, and then we're coming up gradually. So that's just kind of a quick explanation of what we're doing here. Today I thought that I would mention measurement, how you measure all of this. And you do need to measure it just to kind of see. Now, it depends upon what you're doing, because I also, I mentioned in this, in the previous episodes, it's Lent right now. I deliberately decided to do this starting with Lent. And so in addition to doing the exercises every day for 50 days, during Lent, I'm doing a sugar fast, and I'm doing a pretty intense sugar fast. So I'm not, on top of not eating sweets, I'm also, not eating anything white. That's the way my physician talks about it. And that is for people, it's to not only eliminate sugar, but to eliminate starches and carbs that might really elevate your blood sugar. And so I'm doing a pretty intense diet here. So today is day 3. When I started on Tuesday, I weighed myself, and I was 218 pounds, which I was not unhappy with. I actually, last year I lost around 40 pounds. I'd gained a little bit back, so I was still down about 30, maybe, right around 30 pounds. And so I wasn't unhappy with that, but I had gained a little bit last week because I knew that I'd be doing this week. And so I wanted to, since I wasn't going to be eating any sweets or anything like that, I kind of, went a little overboard last week. So I weighed 218. This morning I weighed and I was at 214, which was a surprise. I mean, I didn't really expect that. And I don't think that that's going to be typical results. I think that part of that is just simply because last week I was eating more than I normally would. But you do need to do that. So if you're just doing the exercise, you may not notice a weight change. You may, it all sort of depends. But I think the bigger thing is it depends upon what you're doing as to what you want to do. So since I'm doing the diet too, I want to also keep track of my weight. It's a good idea really to keep track of your weight anyway. I generally check every day. I don't know that that's necessarily good for everybody. I think some people, because you're going to fluctuate. I think there's a very good chance tomorrow when I step on the scale, I'll be 215, 216, going up a little bit. And for some people, that messes with their minds too much, but there is going to be fluctuation. Even if you're on a downward trend, you're going to have days where you're going up. And so for some people, it might be better to just weigh once a week. But you do want to measure. You want to measure in different ways. One would be keeping track of weight. That's a pretty good way. Another way is keeping track of inches. Again, if you're just doing the exercise, you may not notice. It's hard to say. It depends upon where you are when you start. I think it's good to do the measurements. You may not notice it that much, but one of the things we are doing is we are kind of doing a recomp of our bodies in a way. We are trying to build up just a little bit. It's a little funny, isn't it? It's a little bit like endurance. We're trying to get to where we can do more, but it's also strength. Really, part of that is going to be strength, but really, this is all more about health, more than anything else. I mentioned yesterday that there was a study that said that there's a very high correlation between just being able to get up off the floor and longevity. And so we're starting with our legs. So if you're not doing anything at all, start with your legs. Start, trying to do the squats or whatever, and then we'll add on to it. We'll layer into it as we go. Again, kind of getting back to measurement, you want to weight. If you do, I have actually a little thing here. If you want to measure, you can measure your chest, you can measure your arms, you can measure your bum and your waist. Maybe your legs, around your thighs, around your calves. It all depends. And so I actually have measurements of myself from probably 6 years ago when I was doing something back then. So I have records I can go back to and pull those out to compare to. So, but, and another way that you may measure is just how you feel. Are you feeling better? Do you feel like you are have a little more energy? Probably for most of us, the biggest thing's going to be is, am I really increasing? Am I finding that, depending upon where you're starting, can, instead of, let's say that you're starting where you can't really do a squat yet, and it's just, starting out, just standing up. Can you stand up out of your chair, more times? As you start at 4, can you do 6 now? Can you do 10? But we're keeping it level for a week. We on Sunday, I know that we haven't done a full week here, but Sundays are usually when I like to kind of bump up. So on Sunday, we're going to go up. So anyway, do measure, do figure out what that measurement might be and keep track of it and write it down. If you have a journal or something like that, put it in there. Write it down the day that you are recording, and no matter what it is, if it's your weight, record your weight. If it's your inches, make a little chart and do your inches. If it's just the number of reps that you're doing and what you're able to do, the reps and the weight, put that down. Or maybe it's just how you feel, you know, put that down. See how you're doing. But we're gonna do it every day. We're gonna earn our coffee. This is rep number 1. So we're trying to do 4 to 6 a day. So I still have to do at least another 3. But anyway, we're gonna keep doing this for 50 days and see where we are when we're done. And so that's it, my friends. We will call that day number 3. I hope that I will see you again tomorrow for day number 4 of 50 Days of Fitness. Take care, everybody. Bye.